This video shows what will be shown in this presentation in advance. We are in Group 3 and explain HSBC building. Let's take a look at the video. You may have seen large open spaces and escalators in the video. First, I will explain Atrium. This picture is floor plan of Atrium. Red circles are column of mast. This building was first tower that didn't use central core, instead used 8 huge masts. The tower is only interrupted by 8 steel masts that carry the entire weight of the superstructure. Therefore, the plaza has large open space. The height of Atrium is 52 meters. It is almost like cathedral. The building was far ahead of its time in being designed to meet previously unheard of performance criteria. That has given the bank huge flexibility. They were able to introduce a large trading floor quite easily and without disruption because of large open space. It was something that could never have been anticipated when the building was designed. A mirror sun scoop reflects sunlight down through the atrium to the floor of a public plaza below a shelter space, which on weekend has become a lively picnic spot. Like this picture, large numbers of people often gather at HSBC Building Plaza on Sundays. They socialize, eat and sing together, or sell various items in the floor of plaza. The bridges that span between the masts define double-height reception areas that break down the scale of the building both visually and socially. HSBC's main transportation is escalator, unlike other high-rise buildings. Their elevator only stop at some floors. Like this image, HSBC elevator only stop at 0th, 3rd, 5th, 6th floors. Visitors go up to the atrium through this escalator. From the plaza, escalators rise up through the glass underbelly to the banking hall, which was conceived as a shop window for banking. The individual office floors are accessed by a zigzagging series of escalators, turning the circulation into a theatrical and sociable promenade. It can be possible because, compared with elevator, escalator is more continuous, active transportation. Next, I will explain curtain wall of HSBC building. This drawing is a posters throughout that is a concept of transparent building throughout design development. He thought that openness improved creativity. Early schemes emphasized the disintegration of the barrier between inside and out, but this transparency is unidirectional. They calibrated for the building's occupants rather than external observers. So, they designed a double glass backup wall configuration that is comprising a clear pane of 12mm tempered broad glass on the outside base, a 5mm airspace, and an interior pane of photosensitive Corning roof glass to limit the passage of direct sunlight. Blue is outside glass and green is inside glass, and red circle is conditioning point of assembly material. The appearance was similar to conventional blinds against clear glass when viewed from a distance. but offered greater visibility at close range, thereby reinforcing the bank's inward focus. HSBC's glass envelope was part of an intricate system of enclosure that technically constituted an environment to sustain the carrying out of highly abstract and virtual financial transactions. Next, I will explain writing of HSBC building. I mentioned earlier about Sunscreen. Sunscreen is one of the writing of HSBC buildings. According to location of building, the path of sun is shown in this picture. Norman Foster wants to scoop daylight into his buildings. He said, quite apart from the humanistic and poetic qualities of natural light, there are also energy implications. Foster regards daylight from above as indispensable when he developed megastructures for airports on the ground or tall skyscrapers for work. This idea of scooping sunshine into inside was reflected in his architectures like these pictures. HSBC also reflects this idea in Atrium. In order to collect more sunlight, Foster devised a scheme where the sun would be scooped into the base of the atrium and bounced off mirrors to the high and deep building. Between 11th floor and 13th floor, there is the sun scoop which enables Norman's idea. When sunlight reaches the sun scoop, the light is reflected to the inside. Then giant mirror in atrium gets sunshine from outside. And finally, atrium mirror spread the sunshine to void in the building. Through the use of natural sunlight, this design helps to conserve energy. Next, I will explain Bonsai of HSBC building. Bonsai is still visible in Hong Kong. This building was really influenced by Bonsai. First, Bonsai, according to location. HSBC building is in Queens Road, Central, Hong Kong. This building looks directly at the scene. The reason is that water represents wealth in Bonsai. Next, Bonsai, according to Atrium. It opened from the first floor to the top, so they believe wind and spirit can be connected well. Next, Bonsai, according to angle of escalators. The two escalators are angled at the directive of the Chinese Bonsai. The angle of the escalator symbolizes the dragon's whisker. The dragon's whiskers symbolize amassing a fortune. It also prevents bad energy from entering the main gate from climbing up the building on an escalators. Next, there are changes in rooftop design due to Bonsai. This left building is Bank of China. It has a sharp appearance that looks like a blade. The edge of the blade is facing the HSBC building. So Bonsai experts said HSBC could lose assets and flags. So they made the safety crane on the rooftop into cannon shape and set it facing the Bank of China. Last, I explain illumination. Architectural lighting is accentuated its most prominent feature, the exoskeleton. This is comprised of two ladder trusses which extend the full height of the building. Suspended from the ladders are the horizontal and diagonal brace elements of the exoskeleton, which measure between 12 and 18 meters long. I'll talk about the structure next time and show you building's illumination. As you can see in this video, you can see the illumination on the exoskeleton. Thank you for listening, and we are Team 3.